Hello, my name is Laverne, and this is my story about how the Lord intervened in my career path. So, I worked for a company for 17 years in St. Louis, where I'm originally from, and joined a ministry that was out of Gary, Indiana. I went to the women's prison in Rockville, Indiana, for over 17 years, and we also preached at the women's prison in Indianapolis. And then I worked with Gary City Chaplaincy in Gary, Indiana. So I would commute back and forth, and I was praying and asking God to please move me to a new job in Chicago, which He did, and I lived in Maryville, Indiana. So when I moved jobs, my new boss actually stole part of my salary. So the Lord led me to complete my resume, update my resume, and I was on the bus one day on part of the commute to work, and I was speaking with a woman about a Christian book that I had been reading and she had already read. And um, the Lord just clearly in my heart impressed upon me to give my resume to this woman. So I asked her about it, and she took my resume and said, "Yes, I'm looking for two people with a master's degree in healthcare IT." Well, I don't have a master's degree, and I had no experience in healthcare. I have a background in bachelor of science in IT, but I knew that the Lord had clearly told me in my heart to give her this resume. So she said, "Well, can I keep this resume, just in case?" And I said, "Sure." So the next thing I know, I get a phone call the next day from the HR director at a nonprofit organization asking me if I wanted to come in for a job interview for one of the five positions that they had open. I asked her who she suggested I interview with, and she made a referral for who she thought would be the best fit, the best boss. I went in for the interview. I was told that there were internal applicants that were employees that were going to be interviewed that Friday. This was on a Tuesday, and that I wouldn't hear until the next week because they had to give them the opportunity to apply for the position internally. So I said, "That's fine," So I went home, but the next day I got a phone call offering me the position and asking me what I wanted to make. So I got the position and started, and I've been with the organization now over 14 years. What I found out later was the lady on the bus was the chief operating officer of an organization, but her friend was the chief officer of this nonprofit that called me. She referred me to him. He gave it to the HR director, and she called me, and the rest was history. So I never applied for a job there. So 7 years later, a position came open in on another team, and I was interested in that. And I spoke with the vice president of that department, who's a wonderful lady. Um, we spoke for about 10 minutes. She asked me if I was interested in the position. I said yes. She said she was interested in hiring me or talking to me about that, taking it further. So she told me to talk to HR. But she warned me that the position had not been written out and it was not posted so I couldn't apply. So I went to HR and I spoke with the vice president. She advised me exactly what the VP told me. The position was not open yet. I couldn't apply. And I said, "I understand, but I just want to acknowledge that I have an interest in this position." So fast forward a couple of weeks later, I get called into HR, and that same VP said, "You've now been reassigned to this position. You'll be starting July 23rd." I still remember the date. It was a wonderful department to work in. The vice president was a wonderful lady to work for, so I had two great bosses. And then she retired. At the end of her time that she was there this past summer, I was reassigned to a new team under a new VP who's really nice too. And my team is awesome. These are ladies I've known for a while and worked with from a distance, but now I'm on a new great team. So I have not applied for any position at this organization that I've been at for over 14 years. And I'm on my third position there, and each time it's just gotten better. So the Lord is awesome. Our Father is faithful. And that's all I can say is that you have to trust him because he has a plan for your life and he will bring it to pass, and nobody can do it better than he can. God bless you.